shaping on the wheel. So we have centering, opening, pulling, shaping, cops. If you remember that, then you'll remember all the steps to the wheel. So now we're on our final step, which is shaping. With this step, you might want to consider what kind of cylinder you have and what kind of shape you're going to be able to make. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple different things you can do to shape, and we're going to end up with kind of like a vase piece here. So the first thing we do for shaping is we can make this wall come out here a little bit, and that's good for bowls or vases. So I'm going to take my sponge, and I'm just going to push outward with it. And you can see that it gets a little bit fatter, but I want to make sure I do it gently, go slowly. If you push it out too much, this clay or this mud at this point can't hold itself up and it's going to collapse on itself. So you want to make sure you go nice and slow, just push gently. And I like to keep my left hand on the outside just to support the clay so it doesn't want to fall over. Okay? So I pushed out that outside. Now if I wanted to make a bowl, I'd continue to pull this edge out slowly, and then I could have a nice bowl shape. But what if I want this edge to come in here a little bit? Clay doesn't like to go back in on itself. Clay loves to stretch. It likes to stretch and continue to stretch. But it doesn't like to compact back on itself. It gets wobbly, it gets messy. So you can only make it go in so far. But I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. I'm going to add a little bit of water. I don't want to use a lot of water now because I don't want it to get stuck at the bottom. I'm going to put my sponge down and I want both of my hands available. What I'm going to do is put my hands around this like I'm choking something, but not really choking something. I'm going to be very gentle. And I'm just going to bring my hands together very slowly and take them away slowly. Bring them together slowly. Take them away slowly. And what you can do here is you can kind of flare it out a little bit. You can see my top edge is getting a little wobbly, so I need to be careful. Bring them in slowly. Take them away slowly. That'll help to steady that top edge nice and slow. Bring them in slowly. Take them away slowly. Okay, so you can see I was able to bring in that neck a little bit. Now you see it's like wobbling all over the place. I can steady that just by bringing my hands next to it. Or I can put my two hands together against that edge and steady it out, okay? You might still have a little bit of a wobble. Not everything's perfect. But once you turn off the wheel, you won't even notice it. And this can be trimmed again if you need to. You just have to trim it at a bit of an angle this way instead of straight across. I'm going to clean off the excess mud. Once you think you have a good shape, it's best to just stop. A lot of times when students first start on the wheel, they feel like they need to try everything all at once. When maybe at one point they had a good piece to say, okay, that's good for my first try, let me just stop here. I do highly recommend that on your first project, just make a piece that's for fun. Don't make anything, a gift for somebody. You never know, you might end up with a really great piece that you want to give to somebody. Take your time with it. Practice. Practice makes perfect on the wheel. I've been doing this for more than 10 years. It takes time, and I'm still not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Now, for cleaning this up, when you think you're done, you can use your wooden rib, but also if we want to change the edge of this to flare out more, the way that I was steadying it, you can actually flare it out a little bit, or bring it back up a little bit. Okay? So remember all those little steps, those little tricks, and if you want to see something specific, ask your teacher. They can show you different things. And everybody uses the wheel differently, so what I've shown you today might be different than how somebody else shows you. There might be 100 different ways to throw on the wheel. You might find your own way that works best for you. These are the ones that just work good for me, and that have worked for others in the past. So this bottom edge here, I can take my wooden rib, and I can clean this up a little bit, maybe bring it in a little bit. Just be careful that you don't bump your pot if it's a good shape. And make sure you clean off all that excess mud. Clean off the bottom of the bat. And you can turn off your reel and you can survey kind of how your project looks. You can pick the whole project up with the bat like this. And then you would put it under a bucket to be dried and then trimmed. Also, your last and final step, if you're going to use the wheel, you need to clean it. So please make sure you clean the wheel when you're done with it.